racist and fascist now.
Please do not misdirect and be used. We are not your weapon to disguise your racism.
It's very difficult at the minute with everyone running scared of what they can and they can't say. Can we say this? Can we do this? But when it all boils down to it, our children are the most important, and these ladies are here to keep their children and their grandchildren and their families safe, and that's it. They're not racist, they're not bigots, they're not xenophobes, they're just mums and grandmas and aunties and people that love their children.
Breaking today, Diane Abbott and Narinder Kaur face down the pink ladies who stormed Westminster in a positive anti-hotel migrant protest, which took everyone by surprise. Now, this is absolutely unbelievable to me, right? You've got to think about this. What was the Pink Lady movement all about? And of course, it started in Epping, ground zero of this incredible patriotic surge all summer long. And think about what this was really about. It was about mothers and grandmothers coming together to protect their daughters from egregious sexual attacks and rapes by terrorists and criminals and murderers coming into this country undocumented. How on earth could any woman in this country decide to launch a counter-protest against this movement? And if you do, then surely we now have to say that these are true enemies of not just our young girls, but of the state itself. But that was the extraordinary situation that we found ourselves in today, with the Pink Ladies leading that incredibly positive movement, but Narinder Kaur and Diane Abbott teaming up with this horrible Stand Up to Racism organization, which I believe is very dodgily funded, to take on the Patriots. It was quite an incredible thing. Now, we're joined today alongside Father Calvin Robinson on our superstar panel by Orla Minnie-Hayne and Sarah White, who are, of course, two of those brilliant Essex women who have been leading the Pink Lady charge all summer long and were behind today's march. But before we get to some of those incredible scenes, I just want to show you what Diane Abbott said during her really, really shocking speech. Because what she was doing, and it still blows my mind, was labeling those mums and grandmothers who'd gathered together from all over the country just simply to protect their daughters as far-right extremists. Watch this. If you're enjoying what we're doing here on Outspoken, please consider joining our thriving community over on Substack, www.outspoken.live. You can sign up completely for free, but Substack is so important to me. It is a free speech platform. It protects me from big tech cancellation. Plus, you get to communicate directly with me. Head on over www.outspoken.live, enter your email address, and sign up today.
To make it clear to the far right that we will not have them pretending they want to defend women and girls. Because the idea that women and girls need to be protected from men of colour is the oldest racist cliche in the book. And we need to oppose it at every point. My parents were migrants from the Caribbean 60 years ago. They had to stand up and fight against the racist and fascist then, and we have to stand up against the racist and fascist now.
I mean, just extraordinary. Calling that group of people racist and fascist. Orla Minnie-Hayne also posted when she arrived this morning, and so it begins. Narinder, the lefty troll, is here causing trouble again. And honestly, Narinder Kaur, Diane Abbott, and all of those hard left protagonists, shame on you. Shame on you. Because this was about protecting your daughters. So, I mean, Orla, honestly, how did you feel with Diane Abbott literally standing there? I mean, I know you were across the road from each other, and I want you to let me know what it was like and what happened. But I think the police had separated the two groups.
Yeah.
But she is there literally calling you and your organisation fascist and racist.
So let's be very clear. Diane Abbott and Narinder are hardly the, women with the highest intellect. They're both slightly, they lack any kind of realistic mentality. I mean, look at her. She's utterly dreadful. We get there. Sarah and I pulled up in the car, to meet the guys with the music system, and that little troll is standing there filming herself, pouting, pushing her boobs up, blah, blah, blah. And then says, oh, look, the right wings are here, and I just thought, oh, go away, you dreadful little creature. Anyway, she's got the IQ of a small garden snail, right? So we can't take people like her seriously. So we walked past her. She was too busy taking photos of herself and trying to get some attention from the press. Later on, when they were moved across the road and our ladies turned up and the press came, you could see how jealous they were and how absolutely disgusted they were at the attention we were getting from the media and the news channels. And they started banging their drums and shouting. And I didn't actually see Diane Abbott. I just heard that she was there. But to be honest, once we put our music on and we were singing and dancing, we drowned them out. But Diane Abbott, she, again, intellectually, incapacitated, but she stood there talking about her parents being Caribbean. What has that got to do with illegal migrant men coming across the channel and being put in hotels next to our children's schools when they are not screened, when they are not checked, when they've got no documentation? How are those two things in any way linked? You've got to compare apples and apples, not apples with pears. So, like I said, my dad grew up in the 60s where they used to say, no Irish, no dogs, no blacks. I don't go around saying, and comparing my dad's plight in the 60s and 70s with men getting off boats from Europe where they've just come from Sudan, where 9 times out of 10 they have got criminal records and they're only in Calais because the rest of Europe don't want them. How are they comparable? So, they use the same narrative for every argument. You're racist, you're far right, we can't elect. What are you talking about? We're not making this up. In Epping, a man was accused and found guilty of 5 counts of sexual assault. Last week, or earlier this week, another man was found guilty of assault on people working in the Bell Hotel. This is not us making this up. This is fact.
100%.
Again, so this is the thing, this is the man who says he wants to go home. I'll buy your ticket, mate.
100%.
Fine, I'll buy your ticket.
Well,
I will help you to go home.
But it's actually too late now that you've come here and you've abused our laws.
Exactly.
Sarah White, just before I bring you in, I want to show you what Narinder was saying so that I can get your response. But first, if you're anything like me, you've spent so much time trying to find the perfect skincare treatments for your face, only to realise you've been neglecting the skin on your neck. But as I've got older, I know that's a massive oversight because the neck is on display all the time, yet lots of folk just treat it as an afterthought in their routine. And I know I'd fallen into that trap. And what's been interesting actually is since starting this campaign with Go Pure, I've spoken to many in our Outspoken audience, many women who tell me that they know the skin on their neck is thinner, more delicate and less oily than facial skin, and they need specialised care, but they just don't know where to get it from. And so I have to say, that is why Go Pure is the answer. It is an absolutely beautiful product. This is the Go Pure Tighten and Lift Neck Cream. And it's transforming the lives and necks of women and some men too, all across the globe. So let me tell you about this gorgeous product, because I saw a noticeable difference within just weeks. Oh, and by the way, Outspoken viewers and listeners get 25% off Go Pure if you use the code DAN, that's DAN, at checkout today. So just head to gopure.com/Dan, use code DAN, and you're all set. But what's so amazing about Go Pure is that its proprietary firming complex is actually designed to visibly firm and smooth the skin on your neck and chest in as little as 4 to 8 weeks. In a consumer study, 100% of users said their skin looked more supple, 97% noticed a firmer appearance. Indeed, Go Pure's full line of science-backed skin and body care have delivered for over 100,000 real women with real results. It's dermatologist recommended, cruelty-free, plus with over 1 million jars sold. I don't think you can say this is a beauty secret anymore, right? Because it's not a secret, if you get what I'm saying. So, tighten, lift, and restore elasticity in your neck, because your skincare routine shouldn't stop at your jawline. And for that limited time, Outspoken viewers and listeners get 25% off Go Pure using the code DAN, D-A-N, at checkout. Just head to gopure.com/Dan, use the code DAN, and you are all set. Quick favor too, after you buy, when they ask you where you heard about Go Pure, make sure you tell them it was after watching Outspoken. But now, back to the show.
So I am here today, this morning, outside Downing Street to counter-protest the Pink Ladies and their message of fearing asylum seeker men. The truth of the matter is, there is a sexual violence epidemic in our country. Violence against women needs addressing. But if you're teaching your daughters, and I've got a daughter, that to fear only one type of man, you're putting your daughter back. And when my daughter goes out, I don't teach her that actually those men in the asylum seeker hotels are all a danger to you. I teach her that any man is a danger to you. And the sad fact is, the facts are showing that women are actually a danger for men they already know. Husbands, dads, brothers, partners, boyfriends. That's who they're a danger from. So please do not misdirect and be used. We are not your weapon to disguise your racism.
I mean, Sarah, please respond.
You couldn't write it, could you? I mean, she's deluded. I mean, what woman teaches their daughter that every single man is a danger? I mean, that's ludicrous. Has she not got a father? Like Narinder's own father, what is he a danger to her daughter? I mean, it's ridiculous. And you know what? We had men there today. And if a man is a sexual predator and sexually assaults women, and he happens to sexually assault his daughter or his wife or someone who is related to, then yes, they are the people that do that. Unfortunately, if you're a wife and you get abused by your husband, then yes, he is the abuser. Like someone wrote that the other day, what she said, and it just, the statement itself is ridiculous. So I just think that, you know, for her to say that the Pink Ladies are there teaching everybody that it's one kind of man. No, we're there because we don't want an excessive amount of people in our communities causing harm and making people feel unsafe. We have enough people in our own country that cause problems. Why should we have to put up with everybody else's problems? I do not want undocumented men coming into this country illegally. They break into the country. They pay upwards of £5,000 to come here. Why don't they follow the process and do it legally? If they've got nothing to hide, they could pay £200 for a flight. I mean, we can say this till we're blue in the face. People like Narinder need to be deported. She needs to be sent home. She wants to go home. She said once Nigel comes in, she'll be going back to where she belongs. Good riddance, as far as
And also, to be fair, let's just be very, very clear here. Narinder is an attention seeker. You do not turn up to a protest with women and have your top down going, meh, meh, meh. She's a disgrace. She's a disgrace. She's there for one thing. She has become completely irrelevant. Nobody, even not Dancing on Ice, even Strictly didn't want her. So now she's making a name for herself.
And she was sent off the NTA red carpet.
She's making a name for herself as an activist. She doesn't care.
Yeah, but you're being an activist against women trying to stop the
Correct.
sexual assault of teenagers. I mean,
Also,
it's sick. Sorry,
who is she calling racist? Because is she calling the likes of myself and Orla and the 83-year-old women there racist? But is she calling the people that are there who was Isaac and was it Hillary, Orla?
Yeah, there was loads of there was weird people from all backgrounds.
You know, is Isaac racist? Narinder would not call a 6'4" black man racist because she would, in her eyes, someone who is black can't be racist. So in the pictures, it's great how, you know, mainstream media or Narinder wants to paint it that it's all white women that are there that have now suddenly took over from white men, that we are now all the far right fascists and neo-Nazis. But, you know, when we're standing next to people that are black, or Mr. Singh there, you know, who's Asian, and you've got people that are Pakistani, are they racist? Or does she want to overlook that?
Yeah, well, look, Father Calvin, this is what Narinder said on Jeremy Vine about leaving the country.
I'm going to leave the country, and I've said it on air now. I'll go to India. I'll go back to India. I've already been looking at property there. So
have you?
Yeah, because
Nigel Farage.
I don't think he will come into power at all. I think he'll be finished by another year. And I think, but if he does, if you're asking that question, I'm looking at property in India. I'll be gone.
Father Calvin, I mean, would you be happy for Narinder to go?
I'd love that, yeah. I think everyone that hates this country should leave it. What's the point of being in the country if you don't like it? And if she says go back to India, it implies that she is Indian, therefore she should be in India. Why is she on our streets protesting against our issues? It doesn't make any sense. And yeah, she keeps weaponizing this word racist. Ladies, don't let it bother you. If you're called a racist by a leftist extremist loon like that, it doesn't mean a thing. Do not even play her game of how many black people or brown people are there. It doesn't matter. It could be an entirely white woman. It does not matter. You're out there speaking up for the protection of women, and we all think it's dangerous that these men are allowed in without any paperwork, without any vetting, and put up in hotels all across the country, potentially raping our young girls. It's disgusting that it's happening. And if they want to call us racist for saying it's disgusting, they can go too.
Yeah, and I agree. And look, you know, and without, you know, labouring the point, statistically, the people or the girls that are being raped, look at the rape gang scandal. They are white girls.
Yeah.
You know, they are white girls. And the majority of the men that are doing this are Pakistani or men that have come in from alien cultures that do not share the same kind of respect and decency that we expect in this country are women to be treated so, you know.
But they are the racists. The rapists are the racists.
And ultimately, yes, of course there are racists, of course there are rapists, and of course there are paedophiles, and of course there in every country across the world. The difference is that every country doesn't have open borders like we do, and we are letting in every Tom, Dick and Harry from every place within Europe. And most of the men that are coming here now have been expelled from Europe because they didn't meet the criteria for their asylum, or they have been expelled from Europe because they have committed a criminal offence in a European country. That is fact. So we do not want these men coming here. Thank you very much.
Indeed. Now, look, there were some incredible moments today, which of course we should celebrate and share. So Susan Hall, actually, I thought she was brilliant. She ran against Sadiq Khan. She's the leader of the Conservatives in London and part of Restore Britain, which was also supporting today's event. Watch this.
On behalf of all of you, I'd like to say thank you to the media for coming, because we need this exposed. We need this organisation shown for what it is. We are not far right. We are not racist. We are just very concerned mothers, grandmothers. And I have a message for Keir Starmer. And the message to Keir Starmer is this: don't you ever come between a mother and her child when she is trying to look after them. Because do you know what, Keir Starmer? It will not end well. So people are saying, how long are you going to do this? How long is this going on? Do you know what? Women have got grit. We will carry on until these people are not being put in hotels in our communities. We will carry on when we need to. So I'm thrilled to be with you. I will always be one of you, and thank you so much for inviting me to speak to you today.
Oh, I just love that. Such a powerful speech. Lucy Connolly, my friend Lucy Connolly, was also at the march. She spoke to GB News.
Why are you here?
Just to support these ladies and tell them how proud I am of them, because, you know, it's very difficult at the minute with everyone running scared of what they can and they can't say. Can we say this? Can we do this? But when it all boils down to it, our children are the most important, and these ladies are here to keep their children and their grandchildren and their families safe. And that's it. They're not racist, they're not bigots, they're not xenophobes, they're just mums and grandmas and aunties and people that love their children.
What would be your message to MPs, to the Prime Minister today?
My message would be to secure the borders and to ensure that the people that we have already got here in the hotels, etc., that we process them as quickly as possible. We weed out anybody that may be a criminal, etc., and we get those that, you know, are fit to stay in the country into the system, working and contributing. The quicker we process these people, the safer we'll all be.
Very well put, Lucy, and such an incredible event. I love what the Pink Ladies have done all summer long, and to see them storming Westminster today was just incredible. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.